Time's up. Let's do this.
Very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Babael here. Joining me today is Katips. We are bringing you the Legends 3. It's Season 5 August tournament here. And yes, it is October, but we're playing back a few months back. And this is the last qualifying season in which every single player was trying their best to get top 16 for BlizzCon qualifiers back in the day. But here we have some of the best legends in Southeast Asia playing off against each other. Katips, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing very well. It's another bright Saturday. It's another month of awesome Hearthstone action, and I'm glad to be here. Good to work with you again, Babael. Every month we're having this awesome showcase of the region's best players, and we are in for a treat. I'm pretty happy with. I was just telling you off stream, the meta for Hearthstone right now is pretty exciting. Lots of good decks stabilizing pretty much after next Rammus, and lots of interesting tournaments lately. So I'm very curious to see how our best, the region's best players play out today. So quite excited.
Right, and we have with us for the first game, Chalk versus Azuresky. Chalk is from the Philippines, and up and coming bull run all the way up. Crazy win streak going on with him. Azuresky on the flip side is our very own Singapore's, you can say BlizzCon representative from C. Back in the, I think back before he went in for the America Slaughterfest, but yeah. He was still quite prominent in Southeast Asia, and he is still quite good. So this is going to be a very exciting round one. By the way, the winner of this round is going to play against Staz. So this is like the nightmare all over again, and it's going to be assuring a lot of good, exciting actions coming to you guys. All the good players killing each other before the semifinals. I just like that.
And also, Chalk and Staz are both the Philippine representatives for BlizzCon. Unfortunately, they weren't able to go to New York for the next qualifier, but this bracket is pretty stacked. Like you said, we're gonna see killers killing each other straight off the bat in the top bracket. So lots of very interesting, lots of new names also in the tournament, lots of new countries being represented. Really nice representation of the region and its best players. So quite excited to see the new names, how well they do. Because last month we had a new player take that last month's Legend tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so. We've got some pretty good, participants from the last Legends tournament. Live for Life walking away with 300 Singapore dollars, and second place, it's always the first runner-up. First runner-up curse on ADYV. He sounds like ECOP all of a sudden, but but this guy is just crazy, and I'm looking forward to see if he can actually best his own record, or maybe he's just gonna get eliminated all the way. But ADYB right now is at the second round because he's got some good seeding, he's got some good ranks going forward, coming in from the high ladder rank that he had back at Season 5. And the main reason why we're having Chalk versus Azuresky is because both of these players are not really that high in terms of ranking, but I know that these are good players, and maybe they just didn't have the extra time to grind like Waning Moon. Oh, by the way, Waning Moon is like the top for Season 5 from Southeast Asia. He is all the way rank 1, all the way on top, and we'll be waiting for a very qualified opponent to face against him.
That's right. So he's Waning Moon is waiting for the results of Suneo Hair and no OP in the first round. So yeah, bottom bracket is pretty stacked because Zadkill is also waiting in the bottom bracket, another PH player, and then ADYB is also in the bottom bracket. So it's going to be pretty exciting, especially lots like we said earlier, lots of killers in this tournament. So could be anybody's game. So quite excited to see. Okay, so it looks like we have Azuresky going up against Chalk now. Can you describe who is at the top board, bottom board?
At the top half of this board is going to be Chalk, and at the bottom half of this board will be Azuresky. I'm going to take some time to go into this game because this is the first time we're showing off a new overlay, and that seems to be pretty exciting here on my side, but it's going to take some adjustments, and it will just take me a jifty, but don't worry about it. We have what looks like a rogue versus a druid situation here, and I'm just really psyched up for this because this means a lot of good Ds is going to happen along the way.
Yep, so I was saying earlier that the meta for Southeast Asia, or actually in general, Hearthstone in general, have pretty stabilized meta, and we can see in Chalk's hand he's running a pretty standard ramp druid. We have Ragnaros as a finisher, we have Lothab in the mid game, Shade of Naxxramas as an early game pressure, and of course the Yeti and the Druid of the Claw. So pretty standard ramp stuff. What's Azuresky's hand looking like? Is it going to be standard Miracle Rope for today?
Oh, I think so. There's also something quite weird. The Violet Teacher.
Ooh. Interesting. Probably a tech card to stop early game aggression.
Right.
Yep. So Chalk is gonna go into an early game Shade of Naxxramas, just gonna let that guy grow. Let's see how Azuresky responds. Lots of interesting tournaments lately while these players are setting up in the early game. Savages just won a really massive Seed Story Cup where each player had to bring 9 decks, one of each class. So pretty exciting in Hearthstone, and I think we are about due. I'm not sure if it's before the end of the year where we're gonna see more cards in the that get released. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff for Hearthstone right now. Lots of good stuff. But going back to the game, Chalk is going to launch his second Shade of Naxxramas, just going to let those guys sleep. Let's see if Azuresky is able to clear those out. I don't think there's many options outside of Blade Flurry and maybe a plus spell, Fan of Knives, one of which he's already used. So let's see how he chooses to deal with this. Standard Miracle Rogue, not usually running any sort of taunts. So we'll see if these can grow into a point where Azuresky can't deal with them, or if he can do his own miracle and take Chalk out before these have a chance to go for too big. Uh-oh, Savage Roar already coming out for Chalk. What a good draw.
Yep, some pretty good hand there for Chalk, and that with 2 Naxxramas Shades right there on the board. Oh my god, this is just a lot of damage. And Azuresky, he's got to conceal, he's got those sap, but those are stealthed up, which is why that he cannot sap away those shades so quickly. And it does seem like he's gonna have some trouble to deal with this. He doesn't have anything that he could actually remotely deal with those shades in his hand. No bot clear mechanic still, and backstab's not gonna connect as well on those minions there.
Yep. A few more turns and those shades are gonna be outside of Blade Flurry and Deadly Poison range. And when that happens, Chalk also has both components of the Savage Roar into Force of Nature combo. So unless Azuresky manages a board clear or draws some sort of defense or somehow manages to pull 30 damage in a single turn, I think this is like a perfect god draw for Chalk right now. He can just start laying on the pressure starting from turn 5. He can put up a taunt, he can put down Lotheb, and then Chalk can just wait. I think Miracle Rogue might get out miracled at this point because those shades are gonna get much bigger in the next few turns.
Right,
and yeah, 4-4, 5-4 and 4-4 now. Probably gonna take out the Violet Teacher with Keeper of the Grove. Smart, don't give him any more ammunition for attack. So, ooh, is Chalk just gonna? He's just gonna start revealing his shades. I think he's confident in his combo for turn 9. What do you think about that? Do you think he should just let it sleep? Okay, so he just keeps his second shade in stealth.
Yeah, I think it's actually pretty interesting to see that the way we play this game is very different from these players here. They really like to keep the shade alive for a while, maybe turn 3, turn 4, and then it looks like it's gonna be a factor for consideration. Personally, I always keep it snowballing, but I think that they just don't like the fact that there should be some absurd bot clear mechanic coming in here. Not like I'm seeing anything from Azuresky that could actually remotely clear this board, but there is always the factor that these players are considering moving forward.
Yeah. So definitely, of course, in the higher levels, board control and tempo are definitely things you have to plan for and definitely have to keep in mind whenever you're playing. Unlike, let's say, in a ladder situation where you're just trying to get as many wins as fast as possible. So they may be playing a longer game and a more complicated game than we can imagine in our heads. That's why they're legend players.
Right, and here it seems like he's actually gonna let one shade grow though, and that seems pretty interesting to see. That's a 5-5 right now, and it looks like it's actually going to grow even bigger. On the flip side, there is something that looks like a Druid of the Claw coming out here from Chalk, and it is going to provide some momentum. Maybe hiding behind that taunt, he's actually going to try and clear that. Yes, he will. And it seems like, oh, lucky Blade Flurry top deck for Azuresky. Not like it's going to be enough to kill the bear, but that is going to kill the shade.
Yep, Azuresky can't, of course, attack with his dagger and then go for Blade Flurry, 1 charge left. So he's just gonna shiv out the shade. Unfortunate, but I guess necessary. Still has tempo with a 4/6 Druid of the Claw and taunt. So turn 7, Could be a Loatheb turn for, or he can also go for a Wrath into Keeper of the Grove to take out the 4/4. Kind of like that play. Or a Wrath into maybe Hero Power. Can he afford the health? Are there any interesting spells that Loatheb might counter for Azuresky if Chalk decides to play Loatheb right now?
No. Well, it is gonna buy him some time in the sense that Gedgesan and all those concealed's not gonna happen here. It's gonna help him get some synergy there, but it's not gonna be an obvious way of playing here. So I really like this play from Chalk. Throwing out the Keeper of the Grove helps him a lot at this point in time, just to make sure that he controls the board in his favor. For Juskai on the flip side, he has got some good plays here, but this is where the lack of Loatheb is going to mean that he's going to start his draw, his insane draw.
Yep. So he's going to get a lot of spells off of Auctioneer, but then turn 8 for Chalk is a Ragnaros turn. Could possibly 50-50 the Auctioneer when it comes down. And then that might put him within lethal for next turn. For turn 9, for the Keeper of the Grove combo. I mean, sorry, the Force of Nature combo. So it's gonna go for a backstab. More draws. Okay. So have you seen what Miracle Rogues are playing now in place of Leeroy? Or is it still Leeroy being played at the moment that you've seen? I haven't run into many myself. Are they using the Golem now or something else?
Yes, definitely no more Leeroy. For Miracle at least, it doesn't make sense to run Leeroy once you cannot Shadow Step so much. It is still alright if you ask me. It's not like it's a straight out nerf ban kind of position where you just straight out discount the card. It's more like the fact that it's a little controlled and you don't like to be Leeroy controlled as a Miracle Rogue. You really just want to have your Arcane Golem go straight out, deal those damage, and bring home those chicken bacon. But right now, we're going to see Chalk play Loatheb, and that's going to buy him some time once again, because that is a 4/4 on the board, and it's going to cost one hell of an expensive conceal, and he's playing around his mind right now to try and guess to see if Juskai has got that conceal, but he does have it. And this is going to be really expensive, but he doesn't have any other minions in his hand. It's all spells here for Juskai. He is going to play that conceal. He is also going to dagger up. Oh wait, he's just actually going to shift here. Shift for 7 exposes that Gadgetzan. Is he actually going to run Gadgetzan to kill Loatheb? I think he is.
Wow, okay. Risk. I don't know about that risk, but I guess he felt like he needed to take it. And just going back to your point also earlier, running with the Arcane Golem, Handlock runs Arcane Golem now instead of Leeroy.
Yeah.
For the faceless combo, so yeah.
Right.
Well, I was wondering if Miracle Rogue also runs Arcane. I haven't actually looked too much into Miracle Rogue. But anyway,
this is
on the board.
Yeah, this is funny because he actually has a second Gadgetzan Auctioneer, which is why I think he, pictured that trade to be pretty alright. The Ragnaros is just gonna toss up his game here. It's gonna break his momentum because we're looking at 14 damage next turn with the FON Savage Rock combo coming out of the hand of Chalk. It's already in the hand there. It's just waiting to come out quickly. And for Juskai, well, he needs to think about his life total only at 15 right now. What do you think he should do?
Oh boy, I think he should just try putting down the Auctioneer and see if he can draw into any more options, because that's 14 next turn with a follow-up second Force of Nature after that, and then another Charger and Druid of the Claw. So unless Azuresky manages to draw into something good, that's still 28 health on the side of Chalk. It's actually not looking very good for him. Chalk just got too much value out of his shades and in his defense. Okay, so additional 2 damage. We're gonna drop Chalk down to 26.
Right.
And is it gonna be a Ragnaros play? And then 1 damage to the face? That's a 33% chance to hit Gadgetzan Auctioneer. Or should it just go for a... How do you feel about like a Force of Nature and Hero Power now just to clear the board? And then next turn he can put down another Ragnaros, put down maybe Spectral Knight. How important is it to clear? What are the spells in the hand of Azuresky that might be still beneficial for him even if Chalk decides to clear the board? Or do you think he should just straight up bring Azuresky down to 1? What do you think?
Well, here it is pretty clear that Chalk is not able to kill him in this turn. And he's gonna have to find some way to deal with that 4-4-3-3 somehow. Playing Ragnaros here would be quite interesting for him because it's not like it's a completely bad turn. It's more like I'm trying to go for phase, or rather I'm trying to buy some time here while lowering the damage. Oh man, alright, it's fine.
Worst possible target. Anyway, yes.
Yeah. SI agent goes down, by the way. So stream has got some delay, but no matter what, it's still okay. And here, this is where it really goes into the mind for this guy, because he knows for sure that the health total at 14 is just not safe.
That's right. So 14, of course, being the health, exactly the amount of damage that a raw Force of Nature and Savage Roar combo plus Hero Power will deal. So Azuresky definitely has to be aware that that's what he has now, and he has to worry about Ragnaros also. Probably a sap coming down now. Yep, sap's gonna come down for Ragnaros. That deals with that and gives Azuresky extra draw. Let's see. So what are his options right now? He's running out of cards. He doesn't hasn't had any sort of big momentum. Okay, he's just gonna go for 8 damage, I think. Maybe double Cold Blood. 8 damage on the Auctioneer gives him extra draw also.
Oh man, I think this game is done. It is done. There is no way he could heal up. Okay, wait, actually he can, because he just drew up the Earthen Ring Farseer. So here he comes back to 17 health, and he's also gonna play Edwin Van Cleave. Now this is interesting because there is no way Chalk can end this next turn, and it might just look like that. You know, this guy just barely won this game with the Earthen Ring Farseer top deck.
Oh, I think it's gonna be one of those days again. It's gonna be top deck stone.
Oh man!
Oh, that came out at such a bad time. He could have used that 1 or 2 turns ago.
Oh man, is he still gonna play Rag for the 3rd turn straight?
25% chance to kill Van Cleave. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he needs Van Cleave dead just to make sure he still has a shot in this game.
Oh boy. Okay, so it's a 25%. Okay, 50% chance actually to get either the Auctioneer or Van Cleave. That's gonna ensure his survival.
Right. I also have to point this out that if the Ragnaros doesn't kill the Gadget-san, and if Azuresky plays any spell next turn, he's gonna go into fatigue. So if he plays 2 spell for 12 plus 3, 17, I think it's still gonna be game, because there is still that cold blood. There is still the daily poison in the hand.
Maybe a miracle is still in store for this rogue deck. Oh my gosh, the fact that he had Conceal still and managed to draw. Oh my gosh, that top deck Farseer is just blowing my mind, I swear. Best possible draw for Azuresky to ensure survival. Okay, interesting. Taunt into Spectral Knight.
Okay.
Ooh. Okay.
And
no more steps.
Yeah.
Does Azuresky have Blade Flurry or anything?
Well, he is without any Blade Flurry. He does have the daily poison. He's gonna run the Gadgets on the way because it's really wise. He's running into fatigue already. So that said, not playing Ragnaros there means that it's still gonna be over. Eviscerate. There we go. That was the last card in the deck there for Azuresky. And it's going to be enough. So Chalk goes down with 1 game deficit going into the 2nd game of this round here. What do you think of their match so far?
I think that Earthen Ring Farseer was very, very lucky on the part of... because Chalk was 1 turn away. That was 1turnaway.com. So that was just the timing. If he had gotten Alexstrasza earlier as well... yeah, so Miracle still a very big miracle. That was, you know, I mean, both players I don't think made any major mistakes. I think they were planning for the late game equally, and both got into really good positions. I think that Earthen Ring Farseer was just the turning point of obviously allowing him to survive just that 1 more turn he needed, and then he managed to get the 2nd Conceal that ensured it. So yeah, Miracle Rogue will be Miracle Rogue. That's how it's gonna happen. Sometimes it gets lucky, sometimes the miracle is 404 not found. And Chalk is gonna go into his second deck right now. We are playing first to 2, isn't it? Best of 3?
Yes, best of 3, that's right.
Okay. So Chalk is gonna go into the standard Control Warrior, the modern Control Warrior with Death Spite, I suppose. Yeah, it's Death Spite on the screen right now. And I think, how do you feel about the Control Warrior versus Miracle Rogue matchup? I think it's still slightly favored in Miracle Rogue, just because there's not enough threats until, like, major threats for Control Warrior until maybe Alexstrasza comes down.
Right.
Or or Gorehowl.
Here's where I think it's actually really just a very tossed up kind of a matchup, because you have the Control Warrior that could always just gain armor, obscene amount of armor, and we know that the Miracle Rogue, it's one of those decks that has got a set amount of damage, calculated real damage. You have 2 Eviscerates, which if you don't use on minions is going to the face, so that's 8 damage, and you used to have Leeroy for 18, and you have those Cold Blood, as well as maybe 2 Dagger, toss it up around a little bit, and it is going to be enough, but it will never deal more than 45 damage unless your minions stick on the board. And for Miracle Rogue, boy, they have a trouble against Control Warrior in that department, because we have Shield Slam coming in, we have Execute coming. That's going to take out 4 minions already if you just think about it. And Death Spite now also going to clear Gadget's Auctioneer. Maybe even the SI Agent's going to go down as well. So here we have already the Shield Block coming up from Chalk, 35 health and counting, and it's going to start this armor fest here for Chalk. And Azuresky, I wouldn't say that it's like he's completely out of this game, but he needs to get his combo fast, and he needs to get it in the right order, and that for Miracle Rogue is hard.
That's right, that's right. And also, we have a Armor Smith already in play for Chalk, and if he manages to capitalize on that with both Death's Hand in play, and if he gets Acolyte of Pain also to get more of his armor cards, so there might be a timer, like you said, 45 is the magic number. And Warrior gets a lot of value from its removals. All of its spells are very efficient. For example, Shield Block, Shield Slam, of course, the Trump's famous favorite combo. Cruel Taskmaster, of course. Death Spite, of course, lots of value, and then definitely Gorehowl as well. So, so he has an option right now to go Fiery War Axe or maybe Death Spite. Not gonna go for the Cruel Taskmaster option. I think, whoa, okay, he's just gonna go straight for face.
Alright. In this particular aspect, I think it doesn't really matter to kill the 1/1 there. You don't really want to give him extra card, as well as you don't want to waste 3 damage. You will kill it with the Death Rattle of the Death Spite very quickly as well next turn, so it's not really something you have to worry about. Also, there's so many ways to kill that, you can say, the Blood Mage Stalnos, because you have that Cruel Taskmaster dealing 1 damage also. So many ways to proc it, you know, it's not really a big deal. But I think next turn it is definitely going to be one of those plays where he plays the Acolyte of Pain first, because he wants to get extra card here.
Definitely, definitely. So he's gonna go for Taskmaster?
Well, if he plays Taskmaster, it's perfectly understandable, but that means that he's not looking to proc the Death Spite. If he is not looking to proc the Death Spite, it could only mean that he wants to save it for something a little bit bigger, like maybe SI Agent, or maybe just something that looks like a Gadget's Auctioneer maybe. But now, there we go. So going with the legit plays here, and he's also going to maximize the amount of draw.
Nice. So he gets Alexstrasza nice and early. That could be a potential dropping down Azuresky to on turn 9 to 15 in case Chalk just wants to build up his armor. So lots of weapons in hand also. That's going to be an easy target for Death Spite next turn.
Exactly, and the main issue I have with Chalk here is that he is forced to use all this weapon at this point in the game, because he doesn't have any meat-sized minion in his hand. No Sludge Belcher. Where's our favorite Belcher, man? Katips is just not showing yet.
That's right. We haven't seen it yet in this series, so we are waiting for our favorite. Yep. So.
Oh,
we
Faceless.
So we have a Faceless. Not gonna get a card draw off of that, but.
Right, but I think you don't really want to copy the 4/4. It doesn't really make sense here. Here, Shield Slam seems pretty legit because he's got 2 in hand. He could also look towards Death Spite. There's just so many ways to kill the Drake right now, and I think he doesn't even need to worry about it. He can Cruel Taskmaster, Also his 1/2 Acolyte of Pain and draw 1 extra card, maximizing the amount of cards he's gonna get from this guy, which is really insane. He's also gonna just Shield Slam that and kill it away quickly. Just to let you know, in case you're wondering, he can also play Death's Bite at any point in time soon, and he can also kill the 3/1 with the Death Rattle proc of Death's Bite once again. So that is 3 cards. Insane value here from the AOP for Chalk.
Yep, and then if Azuresky decides to get smart and maybe play a Cold Blood on something, or if he decides to bring down Van Cleef, Big Game Hunter is going to be waiting in the bushes with his rifle, just ready to take it out. And now that Azuresky is unfortunately down to 14 health, he can also use Alexstrasza as a defensive option for later on if Azuresky manages to get some sort of miracle running. But instead, he's going to be playing Fan of Knives with his Violet Teacher. So just gonna try dealing some damage. Wow, all the weapons in the hands of Chalk. Just so many weapons.
Right,
so,
right.
Well, here we go. Sludge Belcher. Awesome draw. We're gonna see it at last.
Can never go wrong with Sludge Belcher. Here, I think Chalk actually regrets playing the 3/1. As in the 3/2 Fury War Axe, he could have done a lot better with the Death's Bite, instantaneously looking for a kill here for a board clear mechanic, but that's not gonna get done. I think he can also easily play the other Shield Slam. There's only one downside to that, and that is that you don't really want to waste your Shield Slam on something so mid-sized. You want to use it on Gadget Sans, you want to use it on Edwin Van Cleef. You've seen him having trouble deal with Edwin Van Cleef in the first game. 8/8, insane as well. And it ended up costing him the game. But here we have Azuresky with a pretty awesome hand, and there is the Edwin in his hand here. Blade Flurry just came out for him. It's not gonna be the card he's gonna play this turn. I think that he's looking at a Cold Blood here just to try and kill Sludge Belcher, but that is not what he wants to do. And boy oh boy, still no Gadgets on. We've talked about cards coming in the right order, and this is just not the right order for Azuresky.
You're exactly right. And Chalk also has a Faceless in hand. He can easily copy that Sludge Belcher just to make it that much more problematic for Azuresky, not leaving any opening whatsoever. He's gonna go for Farseer, so 12 health remaining for Azuresky. There's a lot of threats still in the hand of Chalk. He can still, if Azuresky manages to, I'm not sure if he runs with 1 or 2 Farseers, but that's, I mean, any chance he gets of healing himself is just going to be denied by Alexstrasza. So preparation going to come down, eviscerate. So I guess he's going to try and use up as many spells as possible, even without Auctioneer, to take out the very, very annoying Sludge Belcher. Wow, that's a lot of resources being used just for one Sludge Belcher. Unfortunately, not going to be copied by Chalk. Cold Blood's going to go down now for this guy. Wow.
Uh-oh, this is bad.
Uh-oh.
Big Game Hunter, Faceless Manipulator.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
man.
Oh my gosh. And Garrosh, wow.
You mean Grommash?
Garrosh. Okay, Garrosh is in the past. I'm sorry.
Right, so he kills Edwin Stilton for himself. And I think this is where... Oh, but there is Sap though. Lucky top deck for this guy once again. He's still in this, guys. He's still in this.
Edwin Van Cleef momentarily going to the highest bidder for his services. So, Sap, if Sap takes out Van Cleef, let's see. So there's still an opening for Grommash. There's no way to proc him at the moment, though. Do you think Azuresky is going to use the Sap already, knowing full well that there's still a lot of threats coming as for a Control Warrior? I think he should. He doesn't have a choice. That's 12-12. He only has 12 health remaining.
Yep, he definitely needs to sap that 12-12, but the problem is there's going to be so many big minions in the hand in Chalk right here, as you guys can see, and that would be crazy. But so far, I think he doesn't really have a choice. It's not like he isn't positioned to decide what to play here. I think he's actually going to try and kill the Big Game Hunter with the 3-3. No, he's actually going to Blade Flurry to kill it. Wow, and Cold Blood, the other guy, going all in as Azuresky, not even going to heal up here. If Chalk so much as top decks and Inner Rage or Crow Taskmaster, this game is done, I think, over the next 2 turns.
Let's see. What is he gonna draw?
Oh,
Sludge Belcher. Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay. I think he should go for Sludge Belcher into maybe Death
For
Spite.
sure. Yeah, but Death Spite, what are you gonna hit here? You're not gonna go for the Othering Farseer. Maybe just go for face. That's also a pretty legit play.
Yeah, go for face, and then he can next turn he has the Grommash option with a proc from Death Spite.
Yeah, but if there is no taunt for Azuresky in the next turn, it would be game already with your play here with the Sludge Belcher, Death Spite, because Azuresky is all the way down to 8 health, but we know that there's the Othering Farseer.
Yeah.
Chalk doesn't know, but we do.
Yeah. Sludge Belcher, it's gonna be safe. There's no bad play for Sludge Belcher, I think. In most of the times, it's really one of the better plays. It's just so annoying to remove, especially to something like Miracle Rogue that relies on clear lanes to the face to be able to maximize its damage. But Chalk is thinking about his other weapons, you know, in his arsenal. Strapped to his back are 2 axes, choosing which is the appropriate weapon for the situation. Let's see. Chalk thinking about it. Not much time left. Death Spite, is he gonna go? Whoa, okay, he's gonna go for the 5-1. Okay, so he's setting up the Grommash play anyway. He is setting up the Grommash play anyway. So he's gonna get his proc into Grommash no matter what happens anyway.
Right. And here
So
I
even if
think
yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it's high time to burst the bubble that there is a Harrison Jones top deck from Azuresky.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but Death Rattle will still proc. And oh, yep, there we go. It's still gonna proc and it's still gonna deal some damage. Unfortunately, the buffed out Othering Farseer is gonna die. He heals up, and now there is once again no way for Chalk to piece off Grommash.
Wow, that is very frustrating. And let's not forget, Chalk is now down to 11 health. They are tied at 11 health, so is there still a chance for Azuresky? Is the question.
Yes, I think there's a chance. But here comes the 404 Gadget Sun, guys. It's finally in the hand after a long while. Let's see what he gets. Yes, he gets Eviscerate. So if he plays Gadget Sun, Eviscerate, top decks another Eviscerate, this is going to be the biggest steal in the history of Hearthstone.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
But here's the question. Do you Eviscerate the Grommash or do you go for face? Oh, he gets Owl. Wow. Okay. Sorry. You were saying?
Yeah, I was just reacting. He goes. I think it was safer. I think it's more prudent to get the Eviscerate Grommash just to be absolutely sure. So now he has board control, and Chalk is down to 8 health. No way to proc.
It's down to 4.
Okay, here comes Altraza. He has to.
Yeah.
Okay,
there we go. Okay, he's back at 15. A conceal
8
though.
on the board,
oh,
15
man.
health. No more Earthen Ring Farseers for Azuresky, and he's already
this
used
is-
both saps.
This is bad. Conceal 1 turn late. If only he picked up the conceal instead of that 2-1, it's gonna have a huge draw fest. Yeah, well, I think that here's where he goes for face and pass.
Oh, do it! Yes, that belongs in a museum. Do it! Come on! There we go. One more card draw for Chalk. It's gonna be the Queen. Here comes Edwin. Lots of legendaries on the board. Chalk. Oh my gosh.
Man, if my friends ever ask me what is the best deck for show match, I'll say Control Warrior.
Yes, definitely.
You show off so much of your legendary that it's insane.
And it also showcases how to create value for yourself with your spells and your removals.
Right, and it's
it
game
shows
here.
you how to snowball into large minions. So yeah, it's a nice showcase for it, definitely.
Right, and meanwhile we have Azuresky just losing 1 game going forward, and it's now tied 1 apiece for both sides. Chalk from the Philippines, Azuresky from Singapore, and both of them are BlizzCon representatives. Of course, Chalk went on to qualify after that, even in the first phase of that, but unfortunately was not able to make the play going forward into the second phase because of some visa issues. But it doesn't matter because he's qualified, we all know that, and we're just happy to have him here. It's just a little sad that he's gonna have to play Stairs even if he wins you know, Azuresky
Yeah.
here. This
One
is
of
like
his
the
training
most
partners
tilted bracket ever.
Yeah, so such a loaded bracket. And also talking about using Control Warrior as a second deck, very smart because Control Warrior doesn't have any inherent weaknesses unless it gets like a really, really sucky draw. Control Warrior is pretty much if it gets the correct order, as we've been talking about, correct order of removals and then minions. If it gets Sludge Belcher early against aggro, if it gets Alexstrasza with a good combo, there's not really very many weaknesses for Control Warrior, so it's a really good tournament deck. I mean, it's strong, it's solid and strong against a lot of deck archetypes. So it's really good that he won that game. So
Right, and
let's see.
I think it's
Azuresky's gonna go Warlock.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna stick with the Control Warrior.
Yes. I mean, I've played the other warrior type decks like the Weapons Warrior or like the Rush Warrior. It's really not as consistent as something like the Control Warrior because the spells are just so good. Shield block into Shield Slam. One of the most efficient combos in the game. 5 damage for 2 mana. I mean, for 3 mana, that's crazy. And yeah, all the power minions down towards the end of the game for the late game. Alexstrasza, Grimash, really, really good for Control Warrior. So, how's Azuresky? Is he playing? I'm assuming he's going to be playing.
It's a zoo.
It's a zoo.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
Okay.
Okay, this is actually pretty good for Azuresky because he's got some good synergy in the hand there, as well as some good Death Rattle cards. Both the Haunted Creeper, as well as the Harvest Golem already there for him. Even the Rubin Egg is also there, so I am assuming this is a Undertaker Death Rattle Zoo deck.
Standard Undertaker Zoo. Very
Yep.
good, yeah.
He's also got the Abusive Sergeant just to activate the egg. So that's some pretty good pretty good synergy in the hand already, some very good curve as well. On the flip side, for Chalk, what do you think of his hand?
I think he doesn't have enough removals. If Azuresky can snowball his lead with Zoo, it's going to be very hard for him. I mean, he's not going to have enough time to do. His Harrison is pretty much a dead card in hand. His Sylvanas is going to come too late. And if Zoo is allowed... Okay, Execute comes out. That's pretty good. That's all right. If Zoo manages to just ramp up way too much, it's just going to walk all over him. But at the moment, some decent removals. His Slam... that Slam was pretty good to take out the Harvest Golem.
Right. And here we have Azuresky with 2 minions already on the board, and effectively, I think he is just going to play Defender Argus. That is a sick play. As Zoo, you really just want to keep as many minions on the board as possible, and it's going to be so awesome for him if he can bait out the Brawl, but I don't think that there is a Brawl so far.
We haven't seen Chalk draw Brawl in that last game also, so if he doesn't get if he 404s, the Brawl might be problematic. So Azuresky just doesn't have to overplay minions just to make sure that Chalk doesn't get maximum value. I think Egg is a safe play, even if Brawl was in hand. So do you think he should just keep going for face?
Well, here I think that it's really apparent that he has to kill the 1/3. It's a sign that the Control Warrior is without any answers in the hand. That's why he played that card at turn 4. If he had a Death Spite, he would have played Death Spite very clearly. Unfortunately, he's not going to do that. Yep, he's still going to clear the 1/3. And also, we have to always remember the Control Warrior, if you ever match up against a Control Warrior, remember that you never let him draw using his AOP.
That's right. And Chalk is going to get his Sludge Belcher. He definitely has to play that. Needs some sort of defense. Zoo is starting to ramp up.
That was a very sneaky play by Azuresky. After making that play, he said that was a mistake because he was expecting a Brawl to come out.
Right.
But that didn't happen. So there is no Brawl now, he knows.
Yes, that's right. No weapons in hand also for Chalk after getting all of them in his hand very early on in the last game. Nothing in his hand right now. No value for Black Knight either.
Oh,
for next
perfect draw here. Dark Iron Dwarf. I think he is just gonna buff up the 3-1 just to kill Sludge Belcher number 1. Slime number 2 is not a big deal because the 2-3 can kill it very easily as well. And there we have Sludge Belcher value completely ignored.
And no defense coming up. Oh no. Okay, so no activators for Armor Smith. He has very few plays remaining. Gosh, those are some beefy minions. Can't brawl either. It's gonna get value for Azuresky. Either way. Dead card in hand for Harrison. Nothing of value yet for Faceless. You generally want to get something like something bigger like a Doom Guard. Is he gonna go Black Knight?
Well, definitely Black Knight has got its value here, but it's just gonna be wrecked very easily as well. I think he doesn't have a choice. He needs to address the number of threats on the board right now, and it's pretty quick that we know for sure that the biggest one is the Undertaker. It's gonna snowball quickly, and here nothing much Chalk can do. This is just really bad hand. This is why, once again, I think that there's two counts of trouble here for Chalk. One is that I'm really surprised he decides to bring a warrior deck with Harrison Jones in a matchup that there is that he is done with. Like, there is no way he's gonna play against Rogue anymore. He knows that it could be a Warlock, but he still decides to bring Harrison Jones. Do note that the decks for this tournament are not fixed. The classes are, but the decks are not. So that's interesting on his part, and it's also why I hate Harrison Jones, because I really like the Ooze a lot better. It's just a dead card right now, but if it's the Ooze, he would have played it, right?
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, still a pretty stacked board for Azuresky, and I think he can safely ignore the 4-5 for now. Oh gosh, that's bad. So he can run the 4-4 and the 1-2, get a 4-4 back, and then
I think that's a mistake. He shouldn't have placed the Direwolf Alpha there. Should have placed it in between the 8 as well as the Defender Argus, because that can kill the 4-5 easily. But now he's gonna have to use Power Overwhelming just to kill it. It's still fine, you know, not a big deal. He weaponizes the 8.
yeah. So Chalk now taking loads of damage, no defense yet. He is on the verge. Shield Slam. Oh boy, no shield block, shield slam, and execute. 2 executes actually, but no targets. All he can do right now is armor up and wait. So do you think this is it? Could this be it?
Well, I think that there is still the Abusive Sergeant as well as Soulfire in the hand there, so just counting here.
8, 9,
yeah,
10,
unfortunately
11, 12, 13.
that's it.
Yep, that's game. Okay, so lethal 4, 6, 10, 11, and Soulfire. Well played, Azuresky. So that's gonna take Chalk out in this first round of this competition in the very stacked lower bracket.
No, it's a best of 5, right? So
oh, is it a best of 5? Sorry.
yeah, it's a best of 5.
it's a
So
best of
Chalk
5.
is still in. He's still got 1 lifeline, and that would be his Hunter. And
Okay,
this
now
is
I'm
not
excited.
like, yeah, this is not like it's game over yet, but it could very well be if Chalk is not able to address the big bad Zoo deck coming from Azuresky.
Yeah, so my mistake. It is a best of 5, so there is a Hunter versus Zoo. So I'm assuming this is going to be the Undertaker Hunter, which has traps and... Okay, so I see freezing traps, so that's pretty much it. It's the mid-range with traps with Undertaker. So he's going to try to mulligan for that. So he is packing Unleash the Hounds, and he gets his Savannah High Main. Yeah. So how do you feel about a mid-range Hunter versus Zoo? I think it's just a matter of who snowballs the fastest.
I agree, and it's also a matter of who gets the right cards first. For Hunter, they are aggressively looking for Explosive Trap if they do run it, and if they have that, then the Zoo is in a very very bad spot, because most of the minions in the Zoo deck has got only a life total of 2, if not lesser than that, right? Harvest Golem is the only exception, I think, along with Defender Argus, but those are not big deals, seeing how he's got also the Unleash the Hound. So here, it's really up to Chalk to get those Mad Scientists out. It's up to him to make sure that, you know, the Mad Scientist gets secrets running and forces the Zoo to play conservatively, and we'll see if that's actually going to be a possibility here for Chalk.
So Knife Juggler is pretty good against Hunter. Unfortunately, okay, so some pretty good value on the side of Chalk. He's gonna go for, of course, for Mad Scientist first to get his traps right away. So it's good that Chalk didn't draw into his traps, so lots of options if he decides to run Mad Scientist into maybe the Juggler, or if it gets taken out early. And of course, he has the option to kill command something for later on. And wow, Azuresky just gonna YOLO Soulfire that Mad Scientist. He does not like his traps. It is Snake Trap for Chalk. Little unfortunate.
Man.
Explosive Trap could have been much better. Okay. Whoa, okay. Web Spinner. Spider's gonna come down. Pretty standard turn 3 play. And yeah. So how's Azuresky's hand? He just lost his Voidwalker. No defense at the moment.
Yeah, Voidwalker is a big loss for him. That would have been able to summon out the Doom Guard, which is by the way in the hand here for this guy. And I think that play wasn't really needed, but he just really wanted to make sure that his Knife Juggler stays alive. But here, I think it's still going down. So
wow, nice, really nice draw of the Timberwolf. That's just gonna clear the entire board of Azuresky. Or not, sorry, not the entire board. The ones that he can kill, unless he decides to run the dogs into Harvest Golem, which I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's just let's see what he's gonna draw from the 2/1. Captain's Parrot. He gets, okay, that's pretty good. Always the turtle, and it's just gonna go for face. So how's Azuresky's hand looking right now? Does he have any more removal? Snake Trap is gonna get a lot of benefit from. I really like the placement. I just want to point out the Timberwolf placement is really nice because if Snake Trap triggers, all 3 snakes are gonna be beside it. That's really, really good.
ooh, but he knows it's Snake Trap, I think, and going directly for face.
So it is a race now.
Right. And all you need is just a Helmmaster to try and throw some momentum off and reap insane benefits of the Snake Trap.
I think Azuresky's onto him though. Here comes Snapdraw. Oasis Snapdraw. I think he has to clear this board, to be honest. He has to gain control of this board. He has Timberwolf, which is going to give him value from Snake Trap either way. I think he can. The Web Spinner has Summoning Sickness, but So, what's the last card in Azuresky's hand?
Doom Guard.
Doom Guard. Okay.
And I think that yep. Plays the Oasis Snapjaw pretty well. Goes for face once again, and pass.
So Doomguard's gonna be definitely the finisher. Let's see.
Right, I think he just top decked the Defender Argus, which is why he can buy himself some time. But that's gonna be only 5 damage to the face, and you're just slowly running out of steam because remember he is reluctant to trade, knowing that it's directly a Snake Trap. There is nothing else. It couldn't be Misdirection. It will not be Freezing Trap. It is also not Explosive Trap. It would have proc last turn if that was it. But it's the Snake Trap. It's also not Snipe because it played minions and they didn't die or didn't get damaged, right? So it definitely is a Snake Trap. It also is the reason why the Timberwolf is alive for so long. But because of that, knowing that it's a Snake Trap is the main reason why this guy is having a trouble right now, because he doesn't have bot clear and he's in a lot of trouble because he cannot really deal damage to the minions there. He is forced to go to the dome, whereas for Chalk, he can trade very effectively. And while he is at a lower health total because of that, I think he's actually in a slightly better position.
Where are all the other traps though? That's a second Snake Trap. No other traps coming out for Chalk. Decent trade for the Web Spinner. He gets the River Croc. Always a good card. I like River Croc. Oh gosh. I think he can't afford to not run the Oasis into the 2/3. Lion's gonna come out. Here comes Scar. He's gonna have to do that. So full board control now for Chalk. 2 cards remaining for Azuresky, one of which is Doom Guard. I don't think he has enough to stop the next few turns for Chalk.
This is where it gets a little interesting for me because he can play the Doom Guard and discard the Defender Argus anyway. He gets a Defender Argus for his for this turn and deal 5 damage. And let's see what he gets. You know, he already used one so far, but it's gonna be pretty close right now. He knows that definitely the Hunter has got no way of healing himself up. Hunters don't run Eldering faster and they just don't heal up. So here I think that the Doom Guard will die.
Ouch.
But it's
Oh
not like
boy.
the game. It's not like the game is over for Azuresky yet. If he gets another Doom Guard, it's still game for him. He still wins it.
That's right.
He's got a couple of turns
Here we
for him to
go.
draw here.
He's definitely gonna start tapping because it's otherwise. Sorry. What did the Azuresky top deck?
Void Walker and the Flame Imp. So definitely not gonna play the Flame Imp, just gonna play the Void Walker to buy some time. He's gonna take some damage next turn as well, but it's not gonna be lethal yet. He still has got, I think, 2 more cards out of so many cards left in his deck. 2 more cards to get the right one. If it's a Soulfire, it's not gonna cut it. It has to be a Doom Guard.
That's right. And in the meantime, Chalk, 10 damage every turn. One more turn for him. And he has the option also to. It has to be a Doom Guard for Azuresky. He has to. Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry. He has the Void Walker. Gonna stop the bleeding a little bit. Here comes Kill Command though.
Ooh,
Ooh.
big
Same
Kill
reaction.
Commander. Yeah.
Ooh.
Alright, so Kill Command just means that it's not gonna get used this turn. But he's just so close to killing Azuresky already. Definitely play lower Thep here for sure. Regardless of what, just play lower Thep. It's not gonna be a huge factor, but he's got so much mana, so why not, right?
Yeah, that's right. Azuresky, I mean Chalk, definitely knows that it's just Doom Guard that he has to prevent. Lothab is just going to be icing on the cake pretty much, since he will take it next game. Sorry, next turn. Okay, Azuresky, what are the odds? That's a pretty stacked deck still. Even if he tries for a tap, he's looking for just 1 card to finish this. Whew. What suspense just from getting Snake Trap first from the Mad Scientist. That changed Azuresky's game plan completely.
Right. Maybe if the Doom Guard comes out, it would all be worth the while.
That's right. Does he still have enough miracle left? Next turn, here we go. Last attempt. First card.
Oh, it's a Soulfire.
1 more tap. This is it.
Well,
life
if
on the
if he
line.
didn't play lower Thep, he could have Soulfire and top deck something else maybe. But we'll see, we'll see. One last tap. 18 cards in the deck, by the way. 18 cards. 1 out of 18. The odds are insane in this one. It's just gonna Soulfire. No, it's not gonna be enough for him to win the game. He's looking at control options, but he gets a Scarlet Crusader, and it seems like it's over.
Wow. All boiled down to 1 card out of 18.
It's just gonna
not gonna be
Soulfire
enough.
himself.
GG, that is match point for Chalk. And he is going on to face his fellow countryman Staz in round 2.
Not
Well
yet,
played
not
by
yet.
Azuresky.
This is just the 4th game. There's still 1 more. 2-2
Oh,
right
that was
now.
best. Isn't it 3 games? I mean, best of 3. Oh, 2-2. Okay, right. Wow, I keep jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. One
Nah,
more
it's
turn.
fine.
One more game.
One more game. Right. So Hunter versus Warrior. This is gonna take a long day.
So I want to point out that neither player has been making I haven't seen any mistakes actually. It's all boiling down to who gets the correct order. Everybody is getting like good value. I mean playing their cards in the correct order, maximizing their chances to draw the cards. And I think everybody's been playing well. The mulligans have been pretty good even. So it's all boiling down to who gets the correct cards in the correct order. So how do you feel about this matchup?
I think it's a pretty alright situation.
I think Hunter is in the timer. If Warrior manages to get enough armor and draws into his removal, there may be an early armor smith. And exactly what just happened. If he can get enough armor, I think it's just way too much damage for Hunter to be able to deal with. especially now without Buzzard being played in the standard mid-range hunter. It's gonna be difficult. It can run out of steam, is what I'm saying, pretty much.
Right, and here, this is a very good starting hand for this guy. He's got the Armor Smith, he's also got a 1-3 already, but oops, there is the Eagle Horn Bow. So there goes the AOP. Drawing only one card for Warrior, which is a little bit bad. He gets the Unstable Ghoul though. Man, if only he had a Ghoul last turn, right? That would have been a lot better.
That's right. So turn 4 for Chalk.
He's even got a Whirlwind, by the way.
Right. So lots of removal already early on for Azuresky. Pretty good. That's what he needs against Hunter. You definitely don't want to let Hunter out of control. I think Control Warrior can outpace Hunter because of the removals. Here comes Ghoul now. And especially without Buzzard anymore for Hunter, it can run out of steam and not be able to draw very many cards. So,
Looking like it's a Hunter's Mark.
Yeah, that is Hunter's Mark. That's right. If he Hunter's marks that, he can just go for the Ghoul. So okay, so he's gonna go for it.
Yeah, and I think that he's very far ahead in his game already.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a misplay on Azuresky's part. He should have played the Core Taskmaster instead of the Armor Up, just to make sure that he prevents situations like this. But even then, man, this is just not looking good for him. Now he is in a position where he can Shield Slam for 2 on the 3-2, but that's not really gonna work as well. And I think Sludge Belcher is the safe play.
Yep. Sludge Belcher is always the safe play. As we've been talking about in many tournaments, Sludge Belcher just ruins any sort of tempo, and that's the kind of thing you want to stop in a Hunter. You don't want to give him so much tempo. You don't want to give him any allowance to snowball into something like a Savannah High Main, which is coming in turn 6 for Chalk. Yeah. Wow. Chalk showing his friends list, all of his legend friends. He is surrounded by greatness.
I think here, this guy definitely needs to play Sludge Belcher. He doesn't really have a secondary option.
Yeah.
You don't really want to use Brawl, you don't really want to use Shield Slam for just the 3-2. And, you know, even if you play the Sludge Belcher, okay, he's actually going to clear the board. Pretty expensive board clear, using one Whirlwind and one Core Taskmaster. Not the best, I think, but would do quite fine. There is the Freezing Trap as well as a... What's the other secret for Chalk?
Snake Trap is the other.
Yeah, alright. Snake Trap, Freezing Trap.
So I like this low threat play actually. Because Azuresky is gonna be either forced to remove or get triggered by Freezing Trap. So nice defense from the part of Chalk. Pretty good.
I think that really using the Whirlwind there was bad. If you are so afraid of the Snake Trap, you should have just kept the Whirlwind for that. But maybe he's just thinking that, you know what, I've got 2 Death's Bite anyway, so who cares, right? Let's hope he draws into them soon.
Yep, that's right. So any options right now? 6 mana remaining for Azuresky. No plays yet. Is there any way for him to remove Loatheb within this turn?
Kane Bloodhoof.
Okay.
I think that's a fair play on his part. Kane Bloodhoof is gonna get ignored half the time, and if you know that it's a Snake Trap, you should play Kane next turn. Maybe play the Sludge Belcher. Absorb 5 damage for this turn is not a big deal. Yep, he's just gonna go for Kane. The bad news is Chalk has got Savannah High Main, so next turn it's pretty much regulated that he's gonna have to play that Spellbreaker.
Ooh, okay. Slugfest right now. Large minions for Chalk. 6/5 and a 5/5.
Lucky Shield Block
Spellbreaker
comes out.
Oh man. So like you said, I think Spellbreaker is also a very good play. You don't really want to get so much value from Savannah High Main. 6/5 by itself is already bad enough. And Snake Trap also still in play for Chalk. Unfortunately, he doesn't have the Juggler anymore to trigger for Leper Gnome and for Web Spinner. But still beefy minions on the board. Does Azuresky have any of his endgame minions already, other than Cairn?
No.
Nothing yet.
Just a
It's all
Slash
spells.
Belcher, that's it. All, one Spellbreaker, one Slash Belcher, one Cruel Taskmaster, some spells. Not very convincing. He does have Shield Block, Shield Slam though.
Right.
But his struggle right now is that if he Shield Block, Shield Slam, he's not able to kill the 6/5. Unless he executes here, but he needs to silence that. If he silences that, he's not gonna have enough mana for that play.
Okay. Time's running out for Azuresky.
He's just gonna do
We're
it
gonna
anyway.
see a lot of rope burn in this match, I think. So 7 armor up. That puts him up to 31. And okay, early game minions coming out now for Chalk. Not really what he wants, I think. So I think he's just gonna whittle away at the 7 armor easily with all this damage on the board. So he is gonna drop down to 17. So it
What
takes the
a
lead.
turn. Yeah, what a turn for Chalk. And I think here you're gonna have to brawl.
I think so. Oh boy. So yeah, 17 is of course very reachable for Hunter.
Oh,
Here
Snake
comes
Trap.
Snake Trap.
But it doesn't matter because there's brawl and he's gonna play that.
I like this play from Azuresky. It's gonna ensure only one more spider comes out, and it's gonna increase
1 in
his
7.
chances.
1 in 7, what
Getting-
comes out here? Alright, and it is not Kane. It's one snake. That's all you get,
It's one
boys. One snake.
Oh man. So good value from Brawl. Manages to clear Chalk's entire board. Houndmaster is gonna be able to have a significant effect here actually. He can taunt up the snake, and he can actually take out Cairn with this combo. But I think he's just gonna go for face. Yes, it is gonna be one of those face days for Hunter again. So unfortunately, even with Brawl played, manages to gain back the entire board, and he's just gonna whittle Azuresky down to as little health as possible. Of course, he still has the Leper Gnome also to deal 2 secret damage, and his Hero Power 3 also damage in hand. So unless Azuresky manages to clear this, this is lethal next turn.
He's got Sludge Belcher.
He has to Sludge Belcher, definitely. Now is the time for Sludge Belcher.
Here, I think you actually have to play Spellbreaker on a 1/1. Yeah,
On
you
the-
have to. Web Spinner, you have to do it. You just want to deny minions into the hand for the Hunter. He's clearly out of steam. All he needs to do is to buy himself some time with Sludge Belcher, silence the 1/1, kill the goddamn snake, and I think that that's gonna be a wholesome story. No, he's actually gonna silence that and kill the 4/3. Okay, he's gonna let his opponent get 1 card, but Sludge Belcher will stay alive because of this play. Unless he sacrifices 3 health.
Ooh, my
Oh,
goodness.
See, this is
3,
why
4, 5.
this is why Top Deck kills this game.
RG! So, okay, so 3 weapon plus 2 Leper Gnome is gonna take out the Sludge Belcher. Web Spinner and Snake for the Ooze. That's gonna drop down Azuresky to 9 plus 5 from the kill command. 4 and then 2. He is 2 damage away.
He's
from
got
winning
Lampanum
this.
damage. Have you counted that?
Yeah. He is still 2 damage away. Because that's gonna be 2. It's gonna drop him down to 9.
I think he's
And
1
then-
away actually.
Because it's gonna be 2 from the Leper Gnome, drops him
Alright.
down to 9. Plus Hero Power. That's gonna drop him to 7. And then 5 from the kill command. That's gonna
There's
be
still
dropping him down
there's
to-
still Sludge Belcher version 2 behind the slime, you know?
Yeah.
Right, so I don't think it's gonna be lethal no matter what. Here comes the kill command. 2/1's gonna kill the 1/2, and he's gonna deal 2 damage here. And probably gonna use this opportunity
King
to clear the
Crush.
board. Is it?
Nah.
No.
Wow,
Oh, man.
it's Buzzard. Oh my gosh. You don't want Buzzard right now. Go away, Buzzard.
Oh man. Shoe block. Extending the lifeline here for Azuresky a little bit longer. Do note the tournament life is on the line and Ragnaros comes out for him. Oh boy, if he gets to play that, unfortunately he's 1 mana shy right now. He's just gonna armor up. He's just gonna chomp down those armor. And I think he might just play Core Taskmaster for 4, just to kill the 1/1 and deal 4 damage.
Oh boy. So as he
No,
said,
he's gonna look
correctly
go
now-
with that.
Correctly now, it is match point for both players. It is 2-2. Best of 5 in this Legends 5 tournament. Wow. That is the most expensive animal companion I've ever seen.
Yeah. It means that he can only shoot arrow after that. And and that's gonna be it.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not gonna be enough. Oh gosh. Hunter has run out of steam. What is he gonna do? That's 9 damage on the board right now for Azuresky. And Ragnaros in hand. Gosh. Can he hope for a Misha? 1 and 3.
It's interesting to see that he completely denied the combo with the Starving Buzzard and the hero power with the lower tab, which is why it's a good play. And here is a Misha. Nope, it's Leok.
It's Leok. Uh-oh. 11 health remaining for Azuresky.
Oh man, this is not good. This just looks like it's not gonna be possible to see Chalk versus Stairs, which is the match I really want to watch.
So here comes Control Warrior. He has... Oh man, he has options to heal up. Chalk has no options to draw.
That brawl turned this game around.
That brawl. Yeah, we can trace it all the way back to the brawl. Keeping 1 snake for himself.
Yeah, it's not like it's game over yet, but it's looking like it's almost there.
Yep. Wanted to say hi
Oh,
to
man.
Allura in the chat. What's up, Allura?
Ragnaros says hi as well. That's gonna deal 8 damage, so Chalk is down to 9. And the stock combo is not gonna be possible for this Legends tournament. For you guys who don't know what that is actually Chalk plus Stairs, but
I was
Stop.
about to think, oh okay, I get it. Oh, that's
And-
not gonna be it. 11 health.
it's still not game, I think. It's still not game, is it? Oh, but the devs by top deck though. Azuresky with those top decks winning the game like that. God damn it,
Chalk
that's it. It
is thinking
concedes.
about it. That is it. And he concedes. Unfortunately, close games for that entire series. Could have gone either way for each setup. I mean, for each matchup in that series. Well played by Chalk, definitely. I saw no mistakes from Chalk. That is a true legend player right there. Azuresky, well deserved. Really nice series from these guys. And yeah, Azuresky is off to round 2 to meet Staz, the other Philippine player. One of the winningest Philippine players in the community, actually, if not of all time in the Philippines. So round 2 we have Waning Moon versus No OP, Tamama versus Arno Kung, Chonger versus Coniglio, Taeyon K, sub SNSD versus June. We have Infernity versus Zedkiel. Staz versus Azuresky, as we know. I Am Biscuit versus Shengar. And ADYB versus Lalasong for round 2. And I think we're just going to take a short break. And we'll be back for round 2. We're just
Yeah,
gonna
we're
set up
gonna-
the stream for that.
We're just gonna take a 3 minutes break and we'll be back again for Staz versus Azuresky. And maybe Staz can just pull on a revenge game against, the player that took down his counterpart and soulmate, if I may add that.
Soulmate.
Alright, this
Yeah,
is
but thanks-
Babael,
yeah.
and joining me is Katips. Hope you guys enjoyed this cast. See you guys in the wall. We'll be back in just 3 minutes. Don't go anywhere.